Hello, y'all. It is Saturday morning. I'm trying out this Saturday morning slot again for a time for a stream. A little more convenient than on a weekday night, I think, especially if I'm not like sleeping in through all of it. But then again, I might just enjoy having my Saturday morning to myself and doing other things. So we'll see if we do more Saturday morning streams after this. Next week, I have a Thursday stream on account of that's when I could have a guest, Judo Udo, on. I mentioned that yesterday. Important thing is, today, I almost said tonight because I usually stream at night. Today, I'm playing Celeste 64, which is a game that is sort of a successor to Celeste, made in about a week to celebrate the 5-year anniversary of Celeste, which is a game that I love. So when I heard they did this, I went, "Oh God, that's really good. I gotta play it," and I'm looking forward to playing it here, live for y'all or whatever. I do have one thing I want to touch on, a thing that I realized after yesterday's stream that I totally neglected to bring up because, well, I'll say I made my cards like the night before essentially, so this news had not broken at that time, and I forgot to add a card to remember it, and it's a sad thing, and you probably did hear about it. Carl Weathers passed away yesterday, and goddamn, when I heard that, I was quite sad. Dude did good work. I think especially as of his roles as in the Rocky franchise, Apollo Creed, who is just one of the best human beings that has ever been depicted in fiction. He is just a wonderful man, full of personality and charm and showmanship. Like, the best showman in fiction. I don't think it's a stretch to say that it was Apollo Creed. And it's part of the reason why I find the later Creed movies to be a little disappointing by comparison, because, the younger Creed, the new guy, he is just not nearly as much of a showman as the late Apollo Creed, played by the late Carl Weathers. Just unrivaled in that respect. Goddamn. Very sad about that dude's passing. Also, his playing of himself in Arrested Development. I love all that stuff. Arrested Development, one of my favorite sitcoms of all time. Probably the favorite sitcom of all time. The only one that would come close would be The Office, and I don't think that quite is as even. I say, looking back, obviously The Office has now had a season 4 and a season 5 that are less good. So how does that compare to The Office, which starts a little weaker and then gets very weak by like season 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. Some of those seasons they start to suck, but anyway, point is, the part where he played himself as a frugal bum, essentially, always trying to get like stuff for free. That is a very funny gimmick, very funny bit for the sitcom Arrested Development, and he had some wonderful lines in that. Wonderful little bits. I think my favorite is the joke where he is trying it seems to Buster as though he is horning in on Lucille 2, and when Buster comes by to see like what's going on with his old lady friend, she says, "Buster, I thought you had class," because I thought you were going to class. And he says, "I thought you had class," meaning that, double meaning there. You get it. And then, Carl Weathers comes out and says, "Okay, Buster, I thought you had class, and he says the same thing. We're just two adults getting a stew on. I don't even know what that means. I love his stew gimmick. That, was a hell of a thing. Hell of a good bit. Rip the Carl Weathers. Goddamn. Hell of a legacy, I think. Between those two, also, like, honestly, I feel like a lot of the movies other than that he was in, I didn't see. Like, I think was he in Commando or Predator? Or both? Either way, I don't think I've seen Predator, but I've seen Commando, and I think it's very good. I don't remember a lot of the other roles that he played, but in any case, hell of a dude. Gonna take a quick drink. Okay. No further ado, let's get into this game. Celeste 64, Fragments of the Mountain. Sort of a 3D take on the game, on Celeste. I am very curious how long it is. I think it's like an hour or two. And I think we might do about, oh, it's the 6th anniversary. Whoops. I was thinking it might, I was thinking I might not want to check my facts before writing the thing up top. Oh well. Correction. 6th. Well, I should have just went into this menu and seen that. Let's do it. 6th anniversary. 6th. Kind of reminds me of, this feels good. Whoa! You can do a backflip. This reminds me of those, Dreamcast style. 1 second, let me adjust the audio. That is definitely too loud. How's that? A little more. That should be good. This kind of reminds me so far of kind of reminds me so far of like there's these Dreamcast style games that are on the Switch, where you run around. Oh, I forget what they're called. Toree 2, those games, like Toree and Toree 2. I saw some people describing this as like a Mario 64, but I do think with the fixed perspective, more Dreamcasty than necessarily like a Mario 64 in particular. Still, either way, it's very cool. Freedom of movement, running around. There's checkpoints. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's the lady. I love these 3D models. Very good look. There's you can see in the distance cool places that you want to go to collect things. There's a strawberry. There's another strawberry. She's writing a book. I love this lo-fi look. It's a good looking thing. Okay, we should hit this flag, this checkpoint. Very good. One Wonder how many strawberries are in this game. In this, this thing. Unsure whether to call it a game or a thing or something else. What's this? This looks suspicious, but doesn't seem to be doing anything. Not a run button, so that's... Unless I'm not finding it. People should make more 3D platformers. That is true. There's only a couple of them per year. I say per year, not some... I don't even know. Was there a 3D platformer last year? There's only a couple of them every now and again. Kind of a shame considering that the genre is good. You got such things as, you know, Mario Odyssey. 2 years ago there was, whatchamacallit? It was one of my top games of that year. What's it called? Struggling for the name. Sort of like Pikmin, but not Pikmin. Tinykin. Tinykin. Probably the last great platformer. I would say. Last great 3D platformer, specifically. Interesting how they have like a dotted line going down to where you are in 3D space, or you know where you would be landing. Nice quality of life thing. Whoa, hey, hey. Oh wait, let's go down here. Okay, that's a little hard to land upon. We can do this. We just need to get good. I'll say, by the way, don't have any sort of cards for tonight. This is not where I was, but that's fine. Oh, hey, there's a thing. Okay, well, the checkpoint put us back where I was, so that's cool. Want to get that, that tape, though. Don't have any cards for I Say Tonight, jeez. Again. Oh! Mario Sunshine type stages for the cassettes. Ooh. I love it. More games should do. We're just talking about how more games should have. More 3D platformers should have sunshine levels. I guess one of the last ones to do 3D platforming did have little bite-sized levels in Odyssey. How's the audio here? Hopefully it's good. You know what? I can take it down a scotch. Hopefully that's good. I'd like to do it with the volume mixer so I can hear the changes, but there's some PC games where they don't where when you make a when you change an audio source, it follows you along. It switches to the new audio source. That all to mean that I can't trick this game into using not the audio source that I'm actively using. You know what? It just occurred to me. I don't think I launched TITS before we started. I should probably get that up. 1 second. Let me do a thing at the desk. Not really super used to streaming on Saturday morning, so just slipped my mind to launch TITS, which is the thing that lets people throw things at me. Let me do that real fast. I could cut to a break while doing this. I have considered doing something of the sorts. Get rid of the UI, and there we go. But it just takes a couple seconds, it's fine. There's a weird... What's up with that? There's like a weird thing at the side of the screen. What's going on there? That's bizarre. Let me see if I can't fix that real fast. Weird duplicated, capture deal. Let me go to full screen video. Change the mode of that? No. Why does not this capture correctly? How about if I do a window select, or window capture rather than a, let me do that. I'll try that. Full screen window capture. Don't make the source visible. Capture Celeste. And let me just pop that in there. What the fuck, really? That's bizarre. What's really bizarre is that I'm not seeing it on the preview. Bit. Try bit. Oh! Wait, what? Okay, the problem isn't the thing, it's something else. There's some other capture of it that's, like, being superimposed. Where the fuck is that? Let me try to find whatever the hell. Where is that coming from? Other game capture? Oh, there was another version of that same source in another group. Okay, there we go. It's fixed. Perfect. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. I'm gonna go back to the couch and we're gonna continue. Okay. Reset 2. Okay. Oh, bro, I need to click the application. And I'll take it down a scotch as well. There we go. Okay. Let's do it. We got it this time. And now we don't have weird stuff at this on the screen. There we go. Nice. That's good. What's this sign say? Yep. Yes, that's right. We can zoom in. Imagine having to play the entire game like from this perspective. That'd be fun. What the hell is that? Oh, it gives you 2 dashes. That gives you 2 dashes. I think we can get over there from here. It can be hard to, like, dial in how far a dash is gonna go. That'd be my one note here. As far as... Obviously, this game was... This thing was made in, like, a week, so... It makes sense it's not the most polished thing, but... It can be hard to get a feel for how far the dash goes, and it doesn't seem like you can pull back. I feel like in a 3D platformer, you want to have... like a little bit of you want to have like more control than you think you would have. If you know what I mean. You want to be able to pull back on the stick to go just a little bit less far. You want to be able to push forward on the stick and, I don't know, go more far. We can just climb this wall by just jumping. Oh, right, we could climb! I forgot we could climb. I forgot to hold down the button to climb. It makes sense that we can climb in this game. Keys! There's all these fun keys to grab. This is a really cool thing for a game they made in a week. Sometimes this perspective is weird, that's fine. Hard to know which direction to... Like, I'm holding back to make the jump, but then when I hit the wall... back is down and down is go down, which ends up with me climbing right into the spikes. Here, this perspective is weird for reasons. You think I could jump, get that one, and then dash off that way? Fuck! Again, this was made in a week, so some amount of quality of life things can't be expected. That'd be like my major note here is that there should be some sort of like a small delay between grabbing something and moving on it, so that you have time to switch your brain over from one activity to another. Again, these are criticisms of a thing that is basically a game jam game. And for one of those is pretty damn impressive. Like, goddamn, if you told me they took like a month on this, I'd probably still say, goddamn, that's impressive. It's 3D. It's got like textures and models, and they're low poly, but still damn cool. A lot of these cassette bonuses. Is this blink blocks? Yes, it is. Nice. Okay, we need to slow it down a little bit. Just slow it down. Okay. Okay. There we go. Ah. We got this time. No, we don't. I wonder if there's a stamina meter on climbing. I kind of hope that there's not. Like, that would be obviously authentic to the original, but I can't help but feel like we need a little bit of a handicap here. What with being in 3D and having to deal with perspective and all, and just being able to take all the time in the world to line up a climb would be just a nice, just a nice thing to do for us. I need to time that better. I like how the signs are dancing along. That's I've seen in other games as well. You know, things dancing around with the rhythm of the level is a smart thing to put in your game to help people find that rhythm. I think I want to jump now. Okay. Patience. There we go. Ooh. It's a difficult little 3D game. We're still on the first level, so I don't know how long exactly this game is. Maybe it's as long as you want it to be. As long as you're going and out to collect different thingamajigs, different... So yeah, you can dash and jump. This is the only level? Oh, good. Okay, I say good. Good to know. Seems. Hey, hello, Seeves. How you doing? I was wondering that because this level seems like so massive. I heard it was just like an hour long in total. And, was wondering if there were multiple. It does say in the title screen and, like, the menu screen... It does act as though there would be a second level. Is this something that they're considering, like, blowing out into a whole thing? I wonder. Hey, I'm good as well. I'm having a nice little morning playing a cool thing. There's 30 strawberries, so we've gotten a third of them so far, roughly. I hope so. I think it's really fun. Yeah, this is a very fun thing so far. It really reminds me of, what was I saying it would remind me of? Toree. Toree and Toree 2. And a little bit of Super Kiwi. Certainly, by the way the menu looks, it looks like there's going to be multiple levels at some point, or it could be. Obviously, Celeste started as a free thing. Do you think I could get over there by doing... Wait, what about over here? There we go. Wonderful. Celeste started as like a free... Fuck. Celeste itself started as a free thing that was on like some Pico 08. Pico 08. And then became this fully blown out indie game that is, you know, become legend, I suppose. Weird to say it became legend. It was just very well liked. That was a cool launcher. It's a shame I didn't use it right. Ooh, the feathers. I remember this part of the game. So, it would make sense if they wanted to do, like, a whole real thing of this. That said, just as, like, a fun bonus is also good. Celeste, game I love, I feel like it's of the splatformers, which is, I believe, what the genre is called. I do think it is my favorite. Ooh, this is a hard one. Like, as far as games such as Super Meat Boy, that sort of thing, Celeste, head and shoulders, best of them. Has the most personality, the most charm, best story of the bunch, and also just each level has so many fun secrets to collect and challenges to learn how to do. Spectacular game. You've never heard the splatformer before? Oh, it's a term people use to describe Super Meat Boy and games of that sort that are a little less Mario and a little bit more short levels. Or, you know, obviously Celeste levels are long, but they have checkpoints every like every like screen or so. And a difficulty level that is where you're expected to die a couple times maybe before you get through any given level. Whew. I do think the handling could be improved just a tiny bit, but I think this is phenomenal for a game that took a week to make. About a week to make. Let me take a drink. The best part of Celeste, I'll say, you got this, hell yeah. The best part of Celeste, the original, for sure. I say the original, the full-fledged one, not the original, not the original Pico 8 one. The best part is definitely the final ascent. That has just such a triumphant feel to it. And if they were to blow it out, I guess the question is, would it just be literally retracing the steps of the first game? For a small bonus thing, that's cool, you know, just, hey, it's the first level, it's your the one that is most iconic. But if they ever did like a full thing, I think you'd want to do like something more original. Yes! Woo! Alright. Love all the exploration in this. It's just... unlike, say, Toree, which is a linear game, it has, like, the mechanics and the feel of Toree, but also it's just a big open world where you can explore it at your leisure. I saw some articles saying, you know, Mario 64. With how this is, it's almost more like Banjo-Kazooie, because you're staying in the world after every one. Though actually, since there is like a mix of the ones in the world and the ones that are like little mini-games, it's a lot more like Mario Odyssey than Banjo, even. More games should take inspiration from Odyssey. They're like Sunshine, yeah, but they are like Sunshine, yes, but the Sunshine ones are, the Odyssey ones are like Sunshine, so, or like, yeah. It almost looks like a bouncy pad. The VHS levels, VHS. I don't think they're VHSs, I think they're cassettes. They're cassette levels. Do we have to do backflips in this? Ah, that was going really good. Gotcha. Cassette would be like Tony Hawk. Or, no, I got it backwards this time. VHS would be like Tony Hawk. You know, find the secret tape. That thing. Did the original game have a backflip? I don't think it did, no, because that would be weird in 2D. This is more of a Mario 64 convention. It does have some things that are very Mario 64, like that backflip. But also you can climb, which, if that was in Mario 64, it'd be very weird, I think. I say it'd be very weird. How weird would it be, really, considering that's... Whoa, okay. Can I do, like, a spin jump? Considering that, like, Knuckles the Hedgehog does it in Sonic Adventure, and that was, like, a year, you know, same period. Contemporaneous. Wouldn't be that weird, I suppose. I will also say that some of the handling does feel kind of Mario 64-y. Like how you sometimes can't just turn around, you have to actually... If I'm going left and right here, you can see that she is turning and sometimes doing a little circle rather than a straight line left and right. She has to turn to get to the direction that she wants to run in, which is very Mario 64 to me. Okay. This also just reminds me of the early days of platformers where walking along a tightrope was considered challenge enough. And they're right, it is challenging here. I think in most modern games, when they have, like, tightrope situations, it's not quite as much of a challenge as it was in, say, you know, Banjo-Kazooie. When I'm dashing, it seems like I'm dashing a little bit up in addition to... In addition to the side. That's interesting. Helps with the platforming, though, so it's cool. It's good. Good design. You would have thought that it'd be just entirely horizontal, but I guess actually it makes sense to have it be a little bit vertical as well. You know what'd be good? Here's a quick thought. Good as a... It'd be cool if there was a way to dash upwards. Do like a vertical dash. Or a downwards dash, conversely. Shit. A downwards dash and an upwards dash would be cool to have as options in this. You know, that would allow you to save yourself in more situations. And a downwards dash could be used to, like, pound the ground or something. Whoa! Slipped and fell. It's easier to walk along these paths in modern games because you can control the camera so finely. I wonder if we can reach that from here. No. That definitely was not the way. I like this camera perspective. I don't know if it's that good, but useful for seeing everything from... What a cool game. Whoa! Okay. Let's not do that again. Wonder if there's a way to get up. We just have to follow the path. Did we see that before? Hang on. Oh, that's where we came from. Okay. We definitely saw that. There was a... Also, the strawberry in there was collected. I do think it's really cool for 2D indie games like this to say, fuck it. It's time to do a 3D game. What? What'd we climb all the way up here for? There's just a feather. What's over there? Look at that. There's a floating island. Oh, I guess this is how we reach that one over there. Okay. I think it's really cool for indie games to start making 3D, like, versions of themselves. And I hope to see Shovel Knight 3D at some point in the future. I guess they're busy with Mina the Hollower. Probably makes more sense for a 2D team to continue making 2D games. You know, their expertise is in that. But I do think it'd be fun to play a Shovel Knight 3D. And, you know, in the future, a Mina the Hollower 3D. Imagine if a Mina the Hollower 3D had the same, like, Game Boy Color, like, color palette that it do. Imagine that in 3D. I bet that would look really cool. Just make us do hard things. Yep. Why change? I don't know. Can't keep trying to justify this. And it just feels right. That's all I have. That's as good a reason for as any. Am I gonna get a... You coming? I don't remember being so floaty in 3D, though. Memories aren't perfect. She coming with? What does this sign say?
Fragments of the mountain.
The sign has English!
Created in a week-ish by the Celeste team. Maddie Thorson, Noel Berry, Amora B., Pedro Medeiros, Lena Rain, Heidi Mata, and Kevin Regami and Jeff Tangsock of Power Up Audio. Special thanks. Maddie would like to thank Sarah and Z for their love and support.
Hell yeah.
Noel thanks Yvonne for being chill and cool. Amora would like to thank Kiki, Zach, Rose, and Phil for being so loving and fun. Pedro would like to thank Isa for saving his Git merges, Pedro Damasceno, and everyone from Shinela for helping him learn 3D.
Is this computer voice? The way it said Pedro kind of makes me think it was read by a machine.
Jeff would like to thank his good friend Stelmack.
It has sort of a machine-generated voice vibe.
Kevin thanks Zoe for her boundless support, even when it comes to silly projects like this one. Lena would like to thank Bobbin for being a cat. Heidi would like to thank Brian for being awesome, and Furi for being perfect. And lastly, thank you to Celeste players everywhere.
Us.
Your love and passion for our little game continues to inspire us.
That's me. Guess she's not coming with or, like, powering up our thing. Hey, there's, what's-his-face in the background. Jeez, it's been too long since the last time I played Celeste and paid attention to names. I forget. Theo! Theo! That's him. Theo's back there. I see you, Theo! Hey, we're back near the start. Oh, Theo was right near the start, and, you know, I didn't realize how to climb, so that's probably why we didn't go get Theo. Nintendo won't like this? Why wouldn't Nintendo like this? They like Celeste. I'm pretty sure it's been in, several, like, indie directs. What's up, Nice Micer? How's it going? I mean, there are games that are more directly just taking something from a Nintendo game and making a whole thing. This really doesn't feel as much like Mario 64 as it does like Toree 2, but open world. You know, I saw people saying with Toree that has a more Dreamcast vibe, maybe a little bit more Crash Bandicoot. I guess that wouldn't be Dreamcast. I am honestly not sure what platformers people are talking about when they say a Dreamcast vibe. But I imagine this is more that than Mario 64 in specific. Though it has some inspiration from Mario 64. Again, Nintendo has put in Indie Directs games that are even more homages to their own stuff. They don't care so long as, well, I guess they don't care so long as it makes them money in the end, if it's on their platform. I guess the long and short is they won't really care about this until it's on a platform. Unless it were to come to a platform that Nintendo owns, like the Switch. Or, you know, whatever the Switch 2 is. It comes... Whoa, what's that? Oh, I'm glad we didn't leave... We didn't make a new checkpoint, because I totally missed. There's a cassette under the island. I totally missed that. I mean, I guess they are calling it Celeste 64, and the 64 is famously a name of a console that Nintendo made. And that's clearly the idea, is that this is in the style of any number of N64 ports back in the day, but look, Nintendo wasn't the only one making games that were titled X64. You know, like Quest 64 wasn't made by Nintendo. Lots of games were named 64 or DS, or were there games named like 3DS in that same vein, in that same style? There might have been. Nintendo doesn't own the number 64. Even if you are very specifically trying to evoke the Nintendo 64 generation. What was that other game? Super Kiwi? Was Super Kiwi called Super Kiwi 64? I think it was. That's a game that's on Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo doesn't care. I'm sure they like it. They like that, you know, their retro console has become a shorthand for, yeah, 64-bit era. Like PlayStation 2 time frame. If I was Nintendo, the thing that would annoy me is, it wouldn't be people saying, calling their games like, Celeste 64, Super Kiwi 64, that sort of thing. The thing that would annoy me would be if seeing people go like, yeah, this is a PS2 style game. You know, honestly, that... I'm not Nintendo, but I see that and I go like, yeah, I think we all agreed we were calling these N64 style a long time ago. But okay, maybe this one is PlayStation 2 more than N64. Wouldn't be what I would call it, but, you know, to each their own. I understand objectively, the, Sony PlayStation 2 sold very well, and the Nintendo 64, relatively, sold not as well. But also, I really like the N64. I guess it'd be PS1. PS1 would be the generation that matched out with the N64. Again, not a Sony guy. Only got a PlayStation as of the PlayStation 3, and that was like really deep into the generation, such that I only got like a couple of games that I had been looking to play on it. Like Infamous, and that's kind of about it. Infamous was the main game that when I got a PlayStation I was really interested in playing. Oh, and Uncharted and Uncharted 2. Uncharted 2 more than Uncharted 1. In fact, I don't think I actually got Uncharted 1 until I got like the next gen one. Until I got the collection of Uncharteds And then when I played it, I was like, oh yeah, this is interesting as a historical thing, but not as a thing to play. What are we doing wrong here? I have an idea. One thing I could do is I could go along to the around to the backside of that thingamajig of that panel that's launching me out, and then I could get launched from the other side. Or maybe there's a gem on the other side of that platform. I feel like I would have seen it if there was one, but it's worth a shot. Let's see. Yo, yeah, there is one on the other side. That's it. I saw it from over here. This is not a good perspective for platforming. I should zoom out a little bit. There we go. I'll say, I'm not planning today being like a super long thing. Though, knowing that this game is one level long and there's 30 of these, I would like to finish it within that span, but we'll see what happens. I need to go out and do some returns sometime today. Assuming that the returns places I need to take the packages to are open. I don't know if they are. Shit! Usually I like to have it so that Kohl's is my return point, but for one of my Amazon returns, it didn't give me that option. I don't know why it doesn't. Sometimes it's just like, no, you need to take this to UPS. We only trust UPS for this one. And it's just annoying that they do that way. But whatever. I can go by the UPS store, FedEx, whatever. What's the world record for this? For Celeste 64? There must be, in the last week, people who have started speedrunning it and doing that sort of thing. Right? There must be. What's an any percent run of this? Can you finish with like 0 strawberries, let's say? Fuck. This is a very cool progression. Okay, here we go. Dropping. Okay, we need to go over there. We need to time it right. I feel like we're nearly... Okay, how far do we have to go? Oh, well, I can't see any farther than the next platform after where we got to, so who knows, who can say. I'll say, to go back to a thing I was talking about yesterday, I was talking about the Apple Watch and how I was thinking about maybe getting one. And one silly application I was thinking about is like, well, okay. So they say it's water resistant, right? So you could just take it in the water, no matter what model you're going with. What about water parks, though? That was like one of the things I was concerned about. And then another thing I brought up was like hot springs, onsens, saunas, that sort of deal. Because I am planning to go to Japan sometime in the next year, and it'd be cool to be able to take my Apple Watch into the hot spring, into the sauna, into the thing. Then I thought about after I went off air, like, wait a minute. It's not like watches are a new idea. They've had watches before the Apple Watch. There's probably an etiquette around not wearing watches in the hot spring. And I looked it up, and sure enough, it's like, yeah, you're not supposed to let anything that isn't your body touch the water. Including your head hair, actually, so a watch is right out for that. Also, it's supposed to be somewhat meditative, so a watch really flies in the face of that. Probably would not, based on that, have to worry about onsens as a use case for an Apple Watch. So the heat of them would be a non-concern, considering that it would just stay in the locker. And that's what happened there. It would stay in the locker and it'd be fine. So I really shouldn't use that as a basis for making a decision whether I want to spend, or say, let's say if I wanted to spend $500 to get the regular version, or $800 to get the fancy, really tough version. Like, that onsen use case is ridiculous. Don't use it as a basis for the decision. That said, I think I do like the look of the more expensive one more. The regular Apple Watch has like a weird curved quality to the displays and stuff. Like, just, what the hell? I went right on the stick there, and I went left. It got confused and got the directions all mixed up. That's a weird thing about how it handles climbing. I do think I like the look of the Ultra more. It has sort of like a flat face rather than the curved around the edge face that the Series 9 has, which I think is just a much nicer look. I look at the modern iPhone, right? The modern iPhone has not had a curved face in a while. They've been flat for quite a bit now. You know, going back to, obviously, there were older iPhones that also had flat faces. Then they went curved for a while because they could, and now they're back to flat. And I think that's just, you know, looks better right now to me. I'm sort of tired of faces that curve for no reason. They're a little less usable than faces that are flat. Just make a flat face and make it usable. Okay. Waiting a second helped. Fuck. I think we got the right idea, though. Anyway, still definitely looking at those watches and going like, oh, you know, I've seen people around with them. in the office. My cousin has one. Which that was sort of the start of it, noticing my cousin had one, and also, like a few months ago, I went and visited my cousin in Orlando, and we did a bunch of theme parks, and I noticed that not only she had one, but a lot of people at those theme parks had them, and they seemed quite handy for, you know, being able to use while your phone goes into a locker and you can't use it no more. It keeps track of your steps and stuff while your phone waits in a locker, which seems really cool. I mean, not that I really super care about tracking my fitness or whatever, but I do like to see after a long day of walking, like, oh, that was about 8 miles of walking. And just knowing that, like, okay, well, it couldn't track while I was at the water park. Haha, nearly got me. It couldn't track while I was at the water park. Fuck. It couldn't track while I was at the water park. It also couldn't track while I left the phone in the locker and went through a whole 40-minute line. Couldn't track all that walking, so this is maybe a mile or two short, who knows. Just the thought that it would accurately track that stuff and account for those cases is a nice idea. Fuck! Again, I'll say for the creators of this, if you have an idea to spin this off into a full thing, I'm sure there's a million little adjustments to the handling you would make with a month or two to play with it. But one thing I would say would be really helpful, just like half a second of like pause when you grab a wall, and just make it so that you can't immediately start crawling, because players need a second to like adjust from pointing in a direction to move in a direction, and pointing in a direction to climb in a direction. Because if I'm jumping towards something, that doesn't necessarily mean I want to climb up it into the spikes. Right? Like, I gotta push forward to jump towards the wall. But when I'm on it, I'm just gonna climb up into spikes if I continue to hold. I wonder if this is the hardest one. You know, this is the one that is hidden under a secret area that's a whole long climb to get to, and has Badlin hanging out above it. This could be the hardest one, and it's all downhill from here. It's all... And from here, it's relatively easy. Let's hold on to that thought, because it seems like a... well, one that is potentially true, but also... also one that gives us the... yes! Oh god. That's a hard thing to do. We gotta drop from one moving platform onto another moving platform. Do you think it's a drop, or do you think the best way is to, like, jump when it stops? Okay. Wait for it to go over there. Ah. I should probably not start so centered. I'm starting from the center. I should start from basically the edge. As close to the edge as I can get. Ah, Jesus. Maybe it could even be a little bit smart and like intuit that, oh, when I'm trying to jump across this gap, I'm not trying to climb up into the spikes just because I'm trying to move in midair. If you want to like climb in a direction that's whatever, that's harmless, maybe let you do that, but climbing up into things that you shouldn't do is the whole thing. Exciting time for me right now. A lot of cool things coming. Like I talked about at length yesterday. Again, I fucking was tilting right. And it went left because I was on a wall that was opposite style right before. That's so screwy. Again, this was made in a week. I understand that there's glitches that it doesn't quite handle quite right, but it's frustrating to lose so many just because the game can't keep track of which direction I should be going when I tilt the stick. I can keep track just fine. It's the game that's losing it. Again, I was tilting. Whatever. I saved it. That's all that matters. I don't need to pull back. Part of me is like, okay, I gotta get out of the way just in case I land on the spikes, but it's lined up. I don't need to worry about it. Just fall and hit the button and grab. Fall and grab. And actually, I don't even think I need to release the button. I just need to fall and let it take me where it will. I bet. I need to have faith that I'm gonna land where I need to. Okay. Less than 2 weeks now. Less than 2 weeks now until I get that laptop I've been looking forward to. Really excited for whenever that comes my way. Okay. Position ourselves right here. Get ready to jump. Okay. Yes. Alright, new territory. Let's go. And it's relatively simple. Okay. Yes! Where's the ending? Fuck yeah! That's the halfway point in the game, too. That makes 15 strawberries. Oh, Jesus. Hell yeah. I wonder if the goal here is to talk to everybody. Maybe that's the goal, is to talk to Theo, talk to her, talk to the other named characters. Like, I can see Theo over there. Is that the ghost over there? With that blue... Maybe that's the ghost from that chapter. I wouldn't be surprised if there's other characters scattered around we need to go talk to. I think it's Theo time. Let's do it. Funny sign. That one was a lot easier than the last one. Hey, Theo. Strawberry. Ugh. That's why I hooked you and Alex up before I left. Now I get all my Maddie updates via my neurotic sister. Calls me every Saturday at 2, like clockwork. Clever plan. Alex is the best. You two are so gay, I love that for you. Yeah, that's great. That's cool. I don't know this Alex character. Was this Alex character, like, mentioned or shown in the original game? Maybe in, like, post-content. That's cool. Climbing the tower was not easy, but got some bomb shots. Humanity amongst urban isolation. That does sound really artsy. Yeah, the shots are pretty bomb-ass, as he says. I like how the squash and squish is like in the original game, where when you're jumping, seems like she's like squashing and squishing a little bit. That's gives it the right feel, the right has the right feel to it, you know? We can do that. Let's do that. So close. We got this. Sick! That was sick. Oh, there's another one for us. Another one of these mini games. Let's hope it's so easier than the last one we did. Yeah. What is going on here? Oh, I jump in here. Jump, dash, jump. Jump, dash. That's all there is to it. Not all of these are rhythmic, but feels like you should play them in that style anyway. I think we could just, like, dash from one to the next, like, without jumping. Hang on, let me zoom in here. Oh, because the dash is a little bit vertical, it makes it hard to get clearance. That's an interesting consequence of the slight vertical nature of the dash. Is that sometimes if you're trying to do something goofy like this, it's hard to avoid bonking your head on the thing. But this does seem like an effective strategy. Until, like, this point, I guess. Oh, that one is empty! That's a good... Also, you can just make that jump. For what it's worth. Okay. That one we should just do the full jump. Whoa, okay. Wasn't expecting that to go the other way, but go figure. That was a nice one. This checkpoint is actually really nice because we keep getting basically a warp back up really high that we can basically do anything with. And with a dash jump, we can go virtually anywhere from there. And now it's gone. Now it's overridden. Let's do this. There was a gap there. Oh, I see how this works, yeah. Dash. Hold on. Oh, go around. Okay. Oh, that's satisfying. When this is well tuned and it just goes off really, really naturally. They did a hell of a thing. I think this is a good enough start where they could do a full sequel to Celeste that was entirely 3D, and I wouldn't bat an eye. That said, of course, they are busy, aren't they? Come to think of it. Earth Sword, I think is the name. They have a new project that they've been that was announced recently. The team behind Celeste, and I bet that's you know, they're gonna make that next. That's like the next thing. They've already announced it and all. Go over there again. But if they ever want to make like a 3D Celeste, they got a pretty good start. And, you know, as a proof of concept, I think this is wonderful. That'd be what I would say about this, that it is a wonderful proof of concept. I don't think it's quite... It's not 100% of the way there, but for a game that was made in a week-ish, like, goddamn, this has potential. And they've shown that, like, oh, yeah, the dash... A world that you explore in 3D that you have just a dash to explore with feels pretty good. As do a lot of the classic standards of Celeste. The dash feels good, the climbing feels good. Going after all these strawberries feels... Oh my god! Maybe this is easier than it looks. You know what? It's a flying level. We're just gonna have to fly and collect things and dash good. I'd be curious if they tried things other than the flight and the flight. It seems like the biggest mechanic here from the original game. I wonder if they tried, like, the bubbles. I wonder if they tried, like, the fly-through platforms, stuff such as that. Interesting, there's checkpoints in this one. I'm just noticing that after dying like 3 times. That there's checkpoints in... Okay, and you can't, bank your progress, let's say. I guess the answer is probably, if it's in there, they tried it and it worked. If it's not, look, this was made in a week. They couldn't try everything in a week now, could they? Holy wow. Doing that dash got us over that little fence. You have to understand the mechanics such that you understand that when you dash, you go a little bit up in order to pass that one. Huh. Ah, perspective was weird there. Oh well, bet there's a more intended way to do that anyway. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, this was already gotten. Okay, let's do it. We are 2/3 of the way to maximum percentage. So, and we're about an hour and a half in. Yeah, I'm gonna say I do fully intend on 100%ing this today, live here. So let's do that. I guess this thing is a bubble. Not quite the bubble launch that's in the original game. Oh crap, there was a checkpoint right fucking there. But close enough for government work, I suppose. I bet I can get that just by dropping off the side. Oh no, I can't. It's all blocked off. Here's what we do. Okay. Okay, I need to adjust the camera. Jesus. This one's just hard because of the camera, I feel like. And the fact that it's hard to see what the hell is going on with it. Good. Did it. There's a checkpoint we were at for a while. We got that cassette. I think this area is good. Let's go the other way now. Wasn't there a thing right here? Like a hidden level? I guess because we finished it, it can go away. That's fine. We need to hold on to this double jump. This double dash, I'm sorry. I think we need to hold on to this double dash. Yeah, and I think I can do it. Even better. Wait, is there something on the other side here? Oh, a sign. Please read. You want to look up? Zoom the camera all the way in. Normal. Nothing I haven't seen before. Oh, well, again, I've seen that from above or something. I knew that was there. The strawberry at the end of that path. Also, it's at the end of the path, so... We've been over there. Yeah, I think that might be where Theo is. No, that's like where Ghost is, or something of the sort. No, I don't think we've been over there. Well, after I do this... and something else. The one over on the left. We'll go over there. We need to do like a backflip. Get onto that. So far, I think that the hardest was that one where Battlein is. And I reckon it all might be very doable from here. Very doable. Ah, shit. Beautiful. Also beautiful. 5 left, folks. Let's see now. I think we're going over to whatever the hell is over there. Is there a good way to get over there is the thing. Yeah, I think that's probably the intended way. Oh, you can't climb on a... on that. That tilted platform. Also, this is just where we started, isn't it? I wonder if that's... Yeah, I remember this from earlier. But I didn't know how to climb earlier when I was here. So, going over here eluded me. Fuck! Wait a minute. Whoa, that's like a fast travel back, okay. Good to know. And also we can maybe even keep our double dash. What the hell? Well, so much for that. So much for that theory. There's too many things in... What? Perspective there felt weird. Hey, let's get this checkpoint. I think I've been here before, actually. I remember this platforming thing. Oh, it's not a ghost. It's a cherry. It's a hollow cherry. Okay. That's a billboard. You are ready. I'm gonna take a quick break for the VOD from here on out. Those breaks are gonna seem instant, so it'll be like a quick cut. But for the folks, I'll just be a minute. Back in a second. And we're back. People watching the VOD might notice that that break was instant. That's the way they'll be from now on. New thing I'm doing on the channel where I don't just cut it down to 6 seconds. I cut it down to 0 seconds. Even better. Wait, you do a dash, you kind of run for a second after you finish the dash. That's interesting. We got 4 more strawberries to find. Not sure where they are. I mean, obviously, I'm not sure where they are. Feel like I've done a loop around the whole game area. Got some ideas though. One of them is right there. Perfect. Have I done this area over here? I don't think I've done this area. Not sure. Okay, I've done that. Have I done this thing, though? I don't think so. Secret sign. Skid jump, run full speed, turn around, and then hit the jump button. Yes. We've done those. Backflips, basically. This area looks new to me. Could be. But also it's not. I've been here before. I definitely... Yeah, right. I was over here to get that one. What about on the backside of that sign? I think when I was here last, I didn't know about climbing. I didn't know that you could climb. I didn't realize it, so I bet... Oh. Nope. Nothing there. Nothing revealed. Big old nothing. Okay, what else is there? I guess I've already met Theo and all them, the major NPCs. Metaphorical thing. Okay. I forget what I was going with that. Lost my train of thought. What about below this whole structure? No, that was a reach. Maybe Granny knows. Go talk to Granny again. We bust into Granny's home. Hey, Granny. Taking a big step. It's a good step, but a step off a cliff. Yeah, I talked to her. She's up high. I already said hello. She's good. Thanks for asking. Oh, weird. Y is also jump. And you can use the D-pad to run around if you want it too. Why would you want to, though, is the question. Full screen, Z guide. Oh, that's the thing that's under you. Timer. Interesting. Okay, those are the options. Guess there's no, like, gameplay options or anything of the sort. Okay, I've already been on the back of this sign. Been up that tower. Done stuff over there. That whole zone I hit up. Not seeing a major area that I didn't do. Yeah, I'm 3 strawberries short. It's not something silly like, oh, you gotta go in the chimney of this little house. That wouldn't fit me. Hang on, though. You can sort of go into it. That's... okay. That's cool. You can climb on the inside of the chimney. And it gets confused. Okay. Go figure. What does that sign say? Bubbles. Okay. If I had to guess, and I do have to guess at this point, I'd say that area over there with all the falling platforms, I didn't spend that much time in. But also that area is really visible to the outside, and I don't see anything in there that really catches my eye. Oh! Box is breakable. Were there other breakable boxes earlier? Maybe there's one more thing that's like that, you know? Something where I have to break into a wall. Or otherwise do something not quite obvious. That would be my guess right now. It's gonna be something like break into a wall, climb up a thing, secret door. Something like that would be my guess right now. Here's my current guess. Knowing nothing, just pure game theory here. There's 30 of them, right? I think it would make sense for one of them to be a final one that unlocks after you get the 29th strawberry. And for that one to be one final cassette, a final challenge. So I just need to find 29th. See a checkpoint. That's what the red is. That's a checkpoint over there. That's no, not gonna be strawberry, but make this checkpoint real fast. Run around a thing. Let's go back up to Battle Inn. Mostly because it's a centralized central checkpoint that we can basically go wherever we want from. But it's handy for other reasons. Start from there rather than somewhere on the bottom, you know, or around. Generally, we'll take a minute to get back up there, though. This was a hard climb. Looking around here, trying to see if I see from here any strawberries. I guess if there were any easy ones to see, I would have found them by now. Look up and just confirm they're not, like, up or something. Whoop. Whatever. Checkpoint. Hey, hey. Oh, is she out of text? Well, I guess they run out of text. And once they're out of text, they can't be talked to anymore. That makes sense.
Celeste 64 created Maddie Thorson special.
Yeah,
Maddie
we did.
Noel,
We read the sign
Pedro
already.
would Jeff, Kevin, Lena would Heidi would and.
Okay. Got the strawberry over there. What about that area over there? We got one that was over there. Could there be a second one? Maybe not. Fuck. Well, whatever. Easy come, easy go. It'd be cool if you could fast travel to any sign that you've been to. That would be like a good quality of life feature in a game such as this. Just a little bit of fast travel. What? It's a weird launcher. Not really sure the point of that. I guess with this, you are supposed to do what we did here. Oh no, wait, there was a launcher that sent you in this direction over, way over there. That was the intended way to get here. Yeah, I don't see anything over here other than what's obviously in sight. It's not like there's anything below. It's not a readable sign. Again, this is the area I'm the most suspicious of. Just as an area I didn't explore that deeply. But it kind of just looks like there's just some platforms and we've gotten everything that's here. Was there like a good system for... Right, in Celeste Original, there was a good system for getting a basic idea where stuff is, because the strawberries are in each room, and each room has... it shows you on a linear line where the strawberries are roughly in relation to each other. So if you see like, okay, strawberry, strawberry, missing strawberry, you know that, okay, I'm missing one. I'm missing one, like, between these two strawberries. Or because this is a 3D game, there's not really any sort of equivalent to that. And no way to... No way to puzzle that out based on anything. Just gotta look more places. Of course, it's good to have some collectibles that are like that. You know, hard to find, hard to track down. But, no, not, usually not your basic strawberries, I would say. I'll say I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to suggestions. If anyone wanted to, like, oh, you know, jump in chat and give me an idea. Because I am really drawn on empty here. Feel like I could probably keep searching for who knows how long, right? Wait, maybe that means I have to have, if I have pink hair here. Okay, here's my thoughts. Pink hair here. That's like the symbol for a double crystal, right? So maybe it means if you can get your pink hair from here or wherever to that point, maybe you get like a bonus. That's gonna be a difficult thing. Is it possible we can do like a whole lap around? Like, the best I can do is go here. But from here, I don't see a way to... Oh, hang on. Okay, I think I might have an idea. It is the long way around, though. I think I need to get the pink back all the way to the start without losing it. I assume the yellow doesn't undo my pink. Yes. Okay. I think we might be home free. There's not that much in the way of obstacles between us and the... What? Shit! Said there's not much in the way of obstacles, but there are some. Namely, a big gap. But we can use this, and there we go. Clever puzzle, I hope. Yes! We have 29 cherries. I was hoping, really hoping, that once you did that, there'd be some sort of clue, some sort of like, okay, time to do the final one. We don't need to, like, exhaust their text or anything, right? I don't need to go talk to Theo and exhaust his dialogue, right? Let's just make extra sure. But that's not it. Okay, he's already exhausted. Could it be something over there that we didn't get? Like maybe before you fall, there's like a strawberry that's up above. What about that? That's... Okay, I already saw that. I already saw that. Just respawned. These are just aesthetics. They're not things to be broken. Yes. Nothing to be broken there. Could it be below the level somehow? Like you can see, this looks like it kind of... No. It kind of looks like it goes lower than the wall on the other side, but that's just, that's nothing. That's not important. There's some platforms here that go lower. Go right to the kill plane. Wait a minute. What? Well, that's cool, but it's not a strawberry. No strawberry in here. Okay, I feel like we're still on the right track, though. Stuff below the stage seems like a promising direction to inquire in. You can't get squashed. Whew. Again, we got one strawberry to go. One strawberry left in this level. Explored all of it quite thoroughly. So, really have no clue where it could be. I really hoped that the way it would work is that once you got the 29th, it would say, hey, look over here. A last cassette just opened up for you to do one last challenge. But that does not appear to be how this do. I mean, that's not how Celeste would have done it. The original Celeste, but as much as this looks like Celeste, it is a different game. Being a collection, a collectathon type game, rather than a one and done. Did this one, yeah. Rather than like a linear platforming challenge with some optional collectibles along the way. Quite different beast. Despite how you might think like, they're basically the same. Like, not really. Okay. I've already been over there. Already been everywhere I can see, everywhere I can think of. What about below this area here? Worth a shot, but this area just doesn't look like you're supposed to explore it. Has a real don't come here. It's just for aesthetics vibe to it. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't have been surprised if you just couldn't climb on these things at all. Pretty gone down there and did the thing that was down there. I can see that there's nothing below all this crap. Just half-formed pillars with you know, nothing below. I would like to my one guess would be breakable box somewhere, like the one over here. Really haven't seen anything of the sort. I mean, if I saw something of the sort, I would have broken it and it would be done. I feel like the answer has to be there's something lower than where we're looking. Something below what we've seen, but and I've seen nothing that really clues me in. No real possibilities. Under here, maybe. Nope. Shame that that only had a car in it. That one sequel we found. Pretty, of course, gone over here and did that thing. I wish it was something that simple. As simple as like, oh, we didn't do an obvious section. Okay, here's the thought. I've looked everywhere multiple times at this point. The one place I haven't is over there in the start of the game. So let's go back to the start and have a double look, have another look at that area. Huh. Here's another car, which I presume we can jump on, the same as the one that I found. I don't see any other strawberries around here, though. No hidden perches. Nothing of the sort. Nothing high, nothing low. Nothing under the platforms. Where could the last strawberry be? Ugh. It's not something as simple as, oh, I didn't... One of these cassettes is actually solid, right? Like, if I jumped into this and it was an actual solid cassette, I'd be quite upset for not realizing that I missed that one. Because I've seen it. Wait, those move. Could those be it? Speedruns for this must be a little weird on account of... The goal is to get everything, right? So there's just 100%, and that's it. There's no secondary objective to just focus on if you want to finish it. Unless you want to do like an all cassettes run. There could be such a thing as an all cassettes run. I think... Okay, this is a off-the-wall idea, but... I want to try... I want to get up there. And I want to try something that I'm pretty sure is not the thing. So this is propelling. This is a launcher that goes off to the left. No, there's nothing over there. Whatever, I'll try. No. Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna work. If it had worked, though, I'd be a lot more positive about it. But it was never going to, so... Yeah. How much longer should I look for the last strawberry before just calling it a day, calling it a stream? So there's actually... No, that's not another launcher. There's another launcher over here that I don't think we actually ended up taking. That one just leads over here. And it's probably, the, the intended way you're supposed to get up here. Launcher. Launches it this way. Right here. If I had to say an area that I'm suspicious of, it'd be this area. Because it feels like there's just a lot less here. And maybe that's just what it is. There's a lot less here. Just a little bit of an empty spot. But it also could be where the last one is, because we haven't found as much here. Oh. Hey, I can climb down here. This anything? No, this is nothing. Interesting area to climb down into, though. Makes me wonder if there's other areas that I can climb down into where I haven't yet. Whoa, did I just slip around some spikes? Funny. Well, obviously there's nothing on, like, the opposite side of this. There's just that strawberry, and that's it. Could it be something, like, out of bounds, basically? Rather than something that's close to something. A strawberry where I just have to jump really far out of bounds, and it'll be there. I really don't see where exactly it could be that I haven't looked yet. I've been looking and seeing if I could find anything below any of the platforms, any of the areas, but really just drawing a blank right now. And we're back to the start. Huh. It couldn't be something like one of these floating platforms that falls has it under them, right? Or, oh, you gotta make all the floating platforms that fall. Nope, definitely not. Also, they respawn, so not a perfect idea. Not really how that works. I want a hint. What I want right now. I want a small hint. I'm sure this is something that a lot of people struggle on this last one. It must be really well hidden and not super obvious. If it is super obvious, I'll be miffed. Oh, maybe not miffed, but I'll be surprised. Found this thing. We still haven't found. Last strawberry. Fucked up. I'm gonna give myself one Google here. Celeste 64 strawberries. Let me just look at the last one. How about? Let me see. The last one they noticed though is the pink power-up one. I got that one. Bridge at the edge of the map with a breakable box. Walk towards. Oh. Hang on. I think I might got it. Based on Googling and might be one I've gotten before. That's the difficult thing, is that what everyone considers the hardest probably varies. Honestly, the one that's probably the hardest is the one where you need to realize what the symbol is for meaning double jump. So this is the breakable box, right? No, I don't see anything below it off the edge. Definitely not it. I wonder if it means over there. Did I read the sign? Yeah, I read the sign. I remember that. Could there be one over here? These pillars. Fake cassettes. What about below? Could there be one below here? No. Maybe there was a different breakable chest on the edge of the map. Look. I only remember the one breakable chest. Breakable box. There's multiple of them. That could be key. Okay, let me see. Remember that bridge? Very below it. Yeah, I got that one. There was a cassette on top of that. Yeah, I got that one. Looks like they made like make your way to the top of the thing. Platform underneath Battle Inn. Yeah, I got that one. Poster, billboard. I got that one. Go back to the nearby flag and jump on the platforms. Strawberry on some beams. Yeah, I got that one. Strawberry. Cassette challenge in the center area. Let me check. Yeah, that one's transparent. Gotta be well hidden. Okay, moving spikes. Oh, climb the structure above. We did that one. Yeah, I remember that. 21. Platform with glass panels. Climb around. Yeah, I did that one. The one below the glass, yes. Climb the spiked structures. Yes, did that. Yes, I did the one where near... I did the one over there. There's the spike structures. There's the one where you have to do a platforming challenge. There was the suspicious door below the flag. I thought that was just a... Oh, that was a cassette challenge, but I did it. Done already. Okay, strawberry on the other side of the tower. That would be that one. It's already there. It's already done. There's a glass on the other side of the tower. Yeah, I got that one. Go see it for myself. Yep. Just get in a better position to see it and confirm. Yep, it's God. The platforming challenge cassette over there. Yes, I'm sure. Let me just confirm that's absolutely transparent. It is. End of the bridge. You need to jump on each platform and make them all fall to... Okay, I think I just saw the one that I didn't get. Motherfucker. I now... Okay. I don't like this one. And, you know, I did look it up, but I feel justified now that I looked it up. I gotta make these platforms fall. I tried doing that like 20 minutes ago, and it didn't fucking work. Because they fucking respawn. They respawn so quickly. I was like, oh, well, how are you gonna do that then? They'll all respawn by the time you're done. Also, not all of them fall, so... Got that down. How many are there to fall? I don't know, but... Turns out that's it. Far as I can tell... I only see 3 that are falling. These are also just so close together, the dash really only helps you... will only get you into trouble. Make all of these fall. What? I need to look again because it's not working. Oh. Not these ones. A different set of falling platforms. Oh. See, I hate that in a game like this, right? Like, I think about a game that I love, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and Tropical Freeze like Returns and all that, right? They have sometimes just trails of bananas that you can pick up for fun, just flying around doing weird patterns, and sometimes, if you collect them all, they give you a bonus. But only sometimes, not always. So it's impossible to know whether you'll be rewarded for doing a thing, or if it's just nothing. I always hate that. I want there to be a way to intuit what is and isn't a challenge, you know? When you've hidden a challenge just because, like, oh, well, I tried doing that elsewhere, and it didn't give me jack shit, then that sucks. that's the last one. Finally did it. That last one was annoying insofar as, so far as it was just a, completely novel interaction with a thing that didn't make sense. I was right to be suspicious that that area that I hadn't done much in had it turned out, but I didn't expect it to be interacting with stuff. I'll finish my thoughts on Tropical Freeze. I really don't like it when in games there's multiple... There's like some cases where like, oh, you collect these bananas flying around, you get nothing. And then you learn like, okay, I won't collect a bunch of bananas flying around every time. But other times you collect them and you get like a puzzle piece. And it's like, wait, so I should collect them every time because they might have something. Might being the operative word, which is annoying. I'll say one of my favorite games of all time, which, you know, is well renowned as a phenomenal game, Mario Odyssey, is great insofar as every time there's interactable objects like that. Every time there's interactable objects like that, if you, every time there's interactable objects like that, you get the same reward each time for interacting with them, which is a moon. I appreciate how in that game they make sure to say like, yeah, you know what, you're doing the same thing, you deserve the same reward every time, here's a moon. Plain and simple. By the way, as for what we're doing right now, I figured we might get an ending or something if we went and met up with Battlein in the spot where the clock stops. 2.5 hours. Let me see. I'm gonna Google again. Celeste 64. What happens when strawberries? Let's see. Okay, I see Game Rant, how to collect every strawberries. Okay, but once you get them all, is there a reward? Is there an end game? Is there a final bit? What happens when you get all strawberries? You get whisked back to the main platform after drawing the last strawberry. That's not true. It must be thinking about... Oh, you know what? It's pulling from... Google is pulling from the description of a thing. I asked, what happens when you collect all the strawberries? It found in the text of Strawberry 22, you'll get whisked back to the main platform after grabbing the last strawberry. Google is so bad at answering questions. I'm sure part of it is that it's using AI, and the AI is bad at answering questions, but Jesus Christ. Let's look at the Celeste game Reddit. Yeah, the platform one is very unintuitive, says Dolphin Doggo on Reddit. I agree. Let's look at the rest of Celeste game Reddit. Comments? Charming little game, yes. Super Kiwi 64, you should check that out. The Toree franchise, yeah. Some people are in this Reddit thread are talking about other platformers of this nature that are small in scope and very cool. I recommend all those as well. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. If there is a final cutscene, I don't see any evidence for it on Reddit. There is a bigger Easter egg found. Right, there's a smiley face on the back of one of the signs. Biggest secret area in Celeste. Ooh. Looking at the Reddit. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I mean, I could try going back to the start, but I feel like this is the place. Ooh, also, hey, let me move myself so you can see the strawberry count. I've just realized that I've been covering the strawberry count every time I've paused the game. I didn't think about that. Whoops, my bad. I've talked before how many we had. How many there was to get along the way. You can get 15 strawberries with pink hair in Celeste 64. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I don't see anything of the sort. We're about done then. Let me just go back to the very start and make sure that there's nothing where... Well, I should have just not taken that checkpoint so I could die. Go back up top. Oh, well, whatever. There's nothing where you get back into the car and, go back. No? Okay. I can also say hello to Theo real fast. Hello, Theo. You got nothing for me? Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go up back where Badlin is. Just going to go back up there real quick like. Won't take but a minute. But I think that's gonna do it for tonight. Now, I do know there's other... This has been fun to play this new Celeste product. It's a fun thing, and a good hour or two. I say hour or two. We've been at it for 2.5 hours. A couple of hours of good fun at times, which is about what I was looking for, and quite nice as a little treat for you know, Celeste fans, such as myself. Took us an hour and a half. I feel pretty good about that. Really enjoyed the cassette challenges, especially. I think if they were to do, like, more of this, I think they would want to do some tweaks to how it handles, how it controls, but for a game made in a week, I think this is phenomenal. You know, you could have fooled me if this was sold for $2.50 like Super Kiwi, and I think Super Kiwi might be more like $5, or like Toree 2, for instance. I would say, yes, this is a game absolutely I wouldn't mind having paid money for. It is substantial. It is full of little bits. It is very fun, and other than the last strawberry, I think all the strawberries are really fun and good to find. And I also do know there's like a Celeste fan community where they make levels. There's like a whole scene of custom. There's like a whole custom level platform which has like hundreds of custom levels that people have made. Strawberry Jam. I don't think I'll play that because it sounds too hard for my bones. I'll tell you, the last DLC of Celeste that they did, where it was like the hard mode, I just couldn't get into. It was too hard for me. I'm gonna move over here. That's fine, and I'm gonna move over here, and I'm going to pull up the schedule. Hey, it's time to end the stream. Um, Folks, this has been a Saturday morning stream of a moderately long length. 3 hours nearly. 2.5 if you're looking at the game. I'm not sure how long the VOD is, less breaks and startup time, but probably about 2 hours 45 minutes. Honestly, I would like Thursday if I say Thursday. If I do more Saturday morning streams, I wouldn't mind if they were a little bit shorter, more like 2 hours, more like 1.5. But we'll see. In this case, I was really into this game, and I just wanted to see it through to the end, and we did just that. We saw it through to the end. Can I save and quit? What happens if I save and quit? Oh, you see, like, the amount of deaths that I had. 384. Nice. Oh, so this isn't a level select. This is just a postcard. And it does say the level was created for the 6th anniversary, even if it does look like a level select. I thought I had a check. Okay. Anyway, folks, that's gonna do it. Let me go ahead and get a raid in here. I'll be back on Tuesday with Skyward Sword HD. We are going to the 5th dungeon of that. We are going to the 5th dungeon of that, which I believe is the Sand Ship, which is a very cool dungeon. Looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a fun chunk of that game. After that, I'm going to be playing some Stardew Valley co-op with Judo Uno, who is a cool streamer who I've been looking to do another collab with, other than the one other time he was on the stream, which was like midway into a Persona stream, a Persona 5 Royale stream that was very fun, but I'm just checking to make sure the cursor, making sure the cursor wasn't capturing the whole game. It wasn't. Good. Okay, cool. That'll be on Thursday. I expect it to be a very mellow stream. We'll probably talk about stuff and do some low-key farming. Then on Friday, viewer levels, normal style, and no Saturday morning stream next week. That would be too much, doing both a Thursday and a Saturday stream. No, not without cutting one of the other streams. And even then, a stream 3 days in a row. That's too much. That's too much for my taste. Let me see. Hey, Alan, Bashus is doing viewer levels. Oh, well, they don't allow us to raid. Okay. We'll do someone else then. Moyako is cool. Alright, I'm gonna send the people on the Twitch side over there. And that'll be that. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out a little bit while I played this throwback bonus game jam little mini game 30. I was about to say 30-minute game. It took more than that. But, you know, a game made in about a week that is a very cool little special treat for us Celeste fans. It was nice. I enjoyed it. There's a lot cool about it. If they wanted to blow it up into its own thing, I think it would be pretty good. I think they got a lot of fertile ground there. We'll see if they do anything with it in the future. I'll be back on Tuesday with Skyward Sword HD, 8 p.m. Central. Bye, folks.